sharp knock split the afternoon, followed by a familiar sing-song. "Hello, is anybody home?" The hello was friendly enough, but the rest carried an edge, as if daring anyone to say no. Alex peered out through the blinds. Across the way, Mr. Williams was giving his petunias a healthy dose of shade. "Just a sec." Alex unlocked the door a few inches. "You know my rule? Please don't press the button when you're not there." Mr. Williams tipped his head back to stare at the ceiling. "Rule." He said it like it offended him. Then he gestured to the flyers pinned on the door with one of those fat magnets. It'd been on there since February. "You gonna do something about these?" Alex wanted to say yes, but also wondered if that was even possible. The problem with doors is they have an outside and an inside. When you stand on one side, you assume everyone else is on the other side too. But sometimes people linger in the threshold. Some call it the in-between space, the liminal zone. It's where people wait to become someone or something else, where decisions get made about who they're going to be next. Alex appreciated Mr. Williams's enthusiasm for Neighborhood Watch, but lately it seemed more like a means to dictate than protect. "I am working on it," she finally said, hating the defensive edge that crept into her voice. "These things, they breed crime." He tapped the flyers with the magnet. "You young folks think you're safe in your fancy high-rises, but you gotta remember the street smarts." He gave her a look she knew he thought was helpful, but felt patronizing. The world ain't changed all that much. It's still a jungle out there. She knew he meant well. Maybe that's why it grated on her nerves. It was the implication that she didn't know what she was doing. Like her solution to the string of break-ins around town involved putting stickers on the glass? Alex said slowly, already knowing where this was going. "And if you really want to help, put a sign up. Offer to babysit while folks are on vacation." She wanted to say more, but stopped herself. What was the point of arguing, he wouldn't understand. Old habits die hard. People cling to them because they work, even if they don't make sense anymore. Like the habit of solving problems with Band-Aids. Once you start treating symptoms instead of causes, it's easy to lose sight of what's underneath. In the end, Alex knew exactly whose responsibility it was to protect her front door. When Mr. Williams started in on the lock, she cut him off. "You don't have to worry about my door, sir. It takes care of itself." His eyes went to the keypad, then back to her. A flicker of confusion crossed his face, like he was seeing the door for the first time. He mumbled about modern conveniences and headed back to his petunias. For the third time, Alex watched him go, wondering what stories his walls could tell. Everyone's got a front door, but not everyone comes to it with the same baggage. We bring different hopes, dreams, hurts. Sometimes we lock our doors to keep others out. Other times we lock them to keep ourselves in, the way we build our lives around protecting what's ours. But sometimes we need something more than a lock. We need a friend. Alex turned back to the door, feeling a new kind of pride. Her apartment was a small universe of her own making. Every object, every choice, reflected a bit of her personality. If she'd been honest, part of the appeal of the new lock was the anonymity of it. No brass plate to announce her address.
Oh.
No name etched in the metal. No way for strangers to know who lived here. Alex liked being left alone, but she didn't want to be invisible. Mr. Williams might have preferred brass, but she knew what she needed. Alex reached out and pressed the keypad. "Create a new user." The app blinked expectantly. Time to add some color. She chose purple, then scrolled through the icons. First things first, an image of her favorite mug. Next, a sun with a halo for good vibes. Finally, a silly hat made of tacos. It's nothing like a playful touch to greet you at the door. She reviewed the layout, then tapped on the back arrow. There was more to do. Now she needed to create a guest code. Who did she want to let in? Friends, family, neighbors? The list scrolled and scrolled and scrolled. But this time, there was someone else to consider. Someone who knew this door better than any stranger. It was time to ask her roommate to move back in. Home again, the hallway was filled with boxes and the hum of unpacking. Between sips of coffee, Zoe marveled at the new lock. It's like Black Mirror came to life. Don't ask me how it works. All I know is that it opens the door when I ask it nicely. Zoe set down her mug and ran a finger over the metal. But does it remember? Alex tilted her head. Remember what? Like the stories we tell ourselves about coming home? The reasons we lock our doors and the excuses we tell ourselves why they're open? She traced the lines of the keypad, searching for answers. Maybe it's just a lock, something we put on our doors to keep the bad stuff out. But what if it remembers the good stuff too? Alex smiled and walked closer. Come on, let's unlock the door together. A few minutes later, standing in the middle of their home, Zoe reached for Alex's hand. Thanks for taking care of everything, Alex. She squeezed back, feeling the familiar warmth. We'll figure it out together, like we always do. As they walked further into the apartment, their shadows stretched long and thin on the floor. Even though the door couldn't see them, somehow it knew they were home.